What's something that's outdated that you still use today? iPod Classic. People find it really odd that I still use one, but it holds 160 GB of music. I don't need any data to use it. How can you beat that? I'm gonna sound ridiculous, but I'm gonna say it. I just wish I could connect to it via Bluetooth headphones. Otherwise, honestly, I would keep using mine. How do you load music onto yours? Are there any Bluetooth transmitter to headphone jack dongles? Feels like that would be a thing. But they're a little unwieldy. PlayStation 2. I reacquired my old one last year and decided to fire it up to see what the mod nerds have come up with. And holy crap, what an awesome system to mod. So insanely easy. Such a good system too. God of War 2 is impossible as hell. Probably my vocabulary. What the hell is yeeting? Yeet for power, distance, Kobe for accuracy, precision. Well, is yeet a person too? No, just a saying that you invoke when you want to throw something. I had to use a fax machine the other day for the first time in probably 2 decades. Fun fact: the UK's National Health Service is the world's biggest purchaser of fax machines. Or was, until the health secretary banned them from buying any new ones in early 2020. Healthcare institutions are one of the few places still using faxes. And it's just like, why? I work at a vet, and 90% of the time, when we need to send a fax, we just use an online service that digitally sends documents to fax machines because it's far more reliable than sending an actual fax. Yep, we use an email service that allows us to fax things and receive faxes. It is absolutely ridiculous. I still occasionally listen to CDs. There's a certain experience to consuming music in that way that you don't get with an MP3. You get out a case, look at the little booklet with the artwork, perhaps briefly flick through it and look at the lyrics if you're curious. Remove the disc, check it's clean, put it in, wait for the whirring of the player. You get it? It's an experience in itself. I still have a floppy disk drive. I found 2 unopened 10 packs of 5¼ inch floppies at work. I wish I had a drive to read them, monsieur. My VCR. I love re-watching all my favorite and old VHS tapes from my childhood. A home phone line. Everybody I know seems to have cell phones only. I dropped the landline in '09. When I noticed I was paying for a phone in my hand for the same amount for a phone stuck to the wall. They can come in handy if you live in a remote area with terrible signal. My parents got a home phone for this exact reason, as they recently moved to the mountains where even getting 1 bar of cellular data is almost impossible. Old.reddit.com. Sorry, I can't let go, I guess. Fun fact: you can disable new Reddit in your settings, and then just regular reddit.com will be the way you want it. Fun dip. I always try to buy it whenever I can, but it's so hard to find. I'm a sucker for old sour candy. I love Fun Dip so much. They sell them around Valentine's Day in the holiday sections of stores like Target and Walmart. That's when I stock up my DVD player. I've bought over 200 movies on DVDs, and I have a lot of really good old-time movies that I still enjoy. Wait, DVDs are outdated. In my opinion, DVDs don't upscale all the great on the 4K TVs monitors that I use, so I had to switch to Blu-ray, HD, streamable content for that reason. Yep, DVDs and Blu-rays are still great to own. Streaming services for shows and movies suck when compared to music streaming, and collecting physical media can be fun. A double-edged safety razor. Outdated if you go by what Gillette wants to sell you, but still the best shave ever for a dime a blade. I make safety Razzo handles out of hardwood on my lathe. A friend recently approached me and wanted to get his son a razor and a literal lifetime supply of blades for his 18th birthday. We did some math, found a good price on bulk shark blades, and I turned a sweet-looking handle out of Purple Heart that will slowly change colors over the decades. We set the kid up with a fresh blade a week for 100 years. And a razor that will last that long for under $400. That would get you like 150 Gillette refills. That's cool and all. But can you imagine being 99 and 364 days and noticing you've used the last blade? And thinking, ah well, better kick the bucket. It would like an existential countdown. But with razors, my body. I too choose this person's body. I still always wear a watch to check the time instead of my phone. Having a nice watch has become much more of a status symbol or fashion statement now, as opposed to a device to tell time with. Drives me nuts when I see people with watches on reach for their phone to check the time. I have always wanted a pocket watch. People tell me, you can just use your phone. No, listen, it's about style. Cash. I love cash. If I have less than $40 on me, I get a little anxious. My car, 38 years old, but still going strong. There is a lot to be said for the lack of computers and ease of repair on such an old car. I could probably stand in the engine bay, despite the fact it's got a 3.5-liter V8 in there. Failed its test on emissions. Detune the carburetors. Running a bit rough. Fiddle with the timing using a strobe light. It manages 70 miles per hour on the motorway easily. Has power steering. 4 electric windows. Cruise control. What more could I want? I mean, apart from apps, airbags, rear seat belts, crumple zones and all that modern stuff. What car is it? Classic roller coaster tycoon. A typewriter. Well, they're just damn cool. Satisfying too until you screw up. The backspace is a lie. Have you ever used an electronic typewriter where backspace automatically whites out a word you're currently typing? That blew my mind. The typewriter I used, the backspace would move back one letter and raise the ribbon so the whiteout crap side was in the line of fire. Then you had to type the same letter over again or it wouldn't fully erase your mistake. It may sound a little bit snobby, but I swear it's not my intention. Anyway, I still prefer to take notes by hand with pen on paper instead of the keyboard or phone. Important stuff like dates and numbers, or tasks that needs to be done or SMTHN. Just because I remember things better this way and tend to ignore my phone reminders a lot. I've noticed in college that's the case. While everyone was typing on their laptops but me, handwriting helped me remember more information even if typing on keyboard is so much faster. There are actually studies that prove pen and pencil note-taking helps memory retention. Many professors ban laptop note-taking in their classrooms for this reason. My 52-year-old Ford truck. Earphones because fuck wireless earphones. These aren't exactly outdated though. Literally every single professional in anything music sound related use wired headphones and it's not even close. Latency and accuracy is not a compromise they're willing to take. My computer, unfortunately. Old Reddit. Same. It's just so much easier to read, especially on a tablet. iPhone 6. Not as outdated but it works fine for me. Same here. Handkerchiefs. They're coming back in vogue with the R0 waste folks. I just picked up some new ones at the antique flea market to gift to some friends. They were especially helpful when doing field work for AmeriCorps. Large ones for field work, small ones for daily, and dainty ones for fancy days. Yes, I love the large ones. I had problems for years with my nose and my doctor said the tissues are just too abrasive for some people because of the bleaching agents that are used to produce them. As long as you clean them properly, they are fine. And so versatile. MP3 player, my Zune HD and Docker, my garage music setup. The original Kindle with the electronic ink. No screen glare and battery lasts for months. They all have e-ink. You can still buy them today. The Kindle Fire is something different. Punctuation. Sometimes proper grammar. My dishes. I refuse to buy new when old will do. So my stuff is from the thrift store. My dishes, mixing bowls, lots and pans, silverware, all of it older than I am for the most part. And I'm a 70s child. and none of it bought from a big store. I love it, must-matched and all. Mine are like that too, but I have a thing for Corel. It's cool how you can get different patterns and they still stack all neatly. Cheese. People often say cheese has no use in our modern society and it's unnecessary for diet. But I still eat chunks of cheese. Cheese is outdated, says who? Deliciousness doesn't get outdated. Maybe there's a language barrier and they meant aged. Greater than people often say. What people? I've never heard this in my life. Cheese is wonderful and brings things into harmony. That makes two of us. I mean, pizza? Cheese goes on everything. I have your typical bachelor fridge. But I have like 7 different kinds of cheese in there. Greater than people often say bullshit. PlayStation 2. Guitar Hero is just too fun. The phrase I can has. Quote, from I can has cheeseburger. Use it every time I see something cute that I want. If someone tells you that you can't has it, then you might get PWNED. PWNED, circa 2007-2008. Pen and paper. My Xbox 360. My PSP. Only because I still haven't finished Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. I dug out my PSP over Christmas to play Assassin's Creed Bloodlines on the 28-hour flight home. Got a lot of amused looks from airport security. But it was great. Nokia 3310. Windows 7 and 4th Gen Intel cores. Battery-powered MP3 player with USB. My Walkman still works too. A paper datebook and a paper calendar. Not a hipster. But I still play my LPs that I started getting as a kid in the 70s. Kiss. AC/DC. ABBA. Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. Just sounds amazing on vinyl. Floppy drive for our old CNC mill. My grandmother still loves her rotary phone. Yes, she has a cell phone and knows how to use it. Classic video game consoles. Fun factor, cartridges greater than discs greater than downloads. Still have my old Atari. I've kept all of my old consoles since childhood. This is Atari 2600 onwards. I have them out on display, with cables organized and ready to hook up if I ever to get into a retro binge. I don't play them very often, but I like having them. They do look terrible on modern TVs though. I'm looking into upscalers. My laptop that I've owned for 13 years. Still going strong, though makes a song and dance when watching video and streams. My only working watch is a generational hand-me-down from the 60s. Apple Power Mac G4. Music creation. One of those carpet cleaner sweepers that are non-electrical. Proba 70s thing. iPhone 5s. My actual day-to-day phone. Xbox 360. Still going strong. I don't know how. I use a Hotmail email address. I could probably list more. Edit. Mini disc player deserves to be on this list too. Paper maps. My SNES for games like Terranigma, Zelda and Super Mario Land. Game Boy. I just like the games. Apparently hunting. Never knew this was an outdated thing until I moved to a city, but the amount of disgust I get from people that I'm taking PTO during hunting season is weird. These are also the same people who drop $90 per week at the local artisan butcher shop in the gentrified downtown area for 3 steaks and 2 sausages. Or the same people who slam processed crap down their gullets and claim being healthy. I'm stocked for a goddamn season, literally eating straight from nature for 28 cents. Price per round of 6.5 grandel. There's nothing wrong with responsible hunting. And it's probably more ethical than buying from the grocery store or butcher shop, where one doesn't have to be confronted with the reality of where our meat comes from, monsieur. However, there are hunters out there who give all the others a bad name. I used to work with a couple of guys who would brag about shooting songbirds out of the trees. I can't respect anyone who kills just for laughs or bragging rights. But for food, sure. At least a deer has a sporting chance. The cow being loaded onto transport to the abattoir, not so much. Those aren't hunters. Those are assholes. Full stop. Rule up north is you shoot it, you better be ready to eat it. Make use of all the animal as well. Hunting is the way of life up here. Hunters will often get their fill, then continue to hunt to share with the local elders who can no longer hunt, with families who need food, etc. You want to make yourself to be a fast enemy up here. Sport hunt and brag. Watch how fast you get chased out of the communities. Good point. Never thought of it that way. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.